Welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Allison Barnett. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at the stories we have for you today. This past Thursday, a Claiborne County High School student was charged after writing a threatening note that was found in the school's bathroom. The sheriff's office reports the student told them the note was a prank, he didn't mean to hurt anyone, and it was his way of getting out of class. The student was charged for making a false report and disrupting a meeting. He was taken into custody and held at the Richard L. Bean Juvenile Detention Center in Knoxville. No credible threat was found to the school, but extra officers were still in place on Friday at Claiborne County High School, Cumberland Gap High School, and H.Y. Livesey Middle School. A woman was arrested Saturday night by the Knox County Sheriff's Office for allegedly shooting her boyfriend and killing him. 27-year-old Ariel Gristazzi was taken into custody without incident on Mazzola Way in West Knox County following the investigation of the early morning shooting death of her boyfriend, 30-year-old Cody James Sussman. The incident occurred around 2 a.m. at the home Sussman shared with Gristazzi. Gristazzi was arrested around 8 p.m. She is currently being held at the Roger D. Wilson Detention Facility under a $1 million bond on a second-degree murder charge. Gristazzi had no prior criminal history. Now let's take a look at your community calendar of events coming up over the next couple of weeks. LMU's Kaler School of Nursing will be hosting an information session for prospective applicants on February 27th from 3 to 7 p.m. at LMU's Corbin site located at 14892 North U.S. Highway 25E, Suite 210. Pre-registration is not required, and interested persons may drop in any time throughout the session. For more information, call 800-325-0900, extension 6324, or email sherry.pierman@lmunet.edu. Sign-ups for the Tazewell New Tazewell Little League will be held each Tuesday in February from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Hardee's in Tazewell. Tryouts will be March 3rd with the rain date of March 10th. The Lincoln Memorial University Paul V. Hamilton School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences Department of Fine Arts will present the spring performance of LMU Concert Band and Jazz Ensemble on Thursday, March 8th at 7:30 p.m. in the Sam and Sue Mars Performing Arts Center of Duke Hall. Indian Creek Baptist Church's monthly singing will be on March 11th at 6 p.m. The singing will feature the Warwick family and others. Everyone is welcome. The LMU School of Business proudly offers free tax preparation services from now through April 16th on Monday and Wednesdays from 2:05 to 6:05 p.m. in the Business Education Building, room 117. For more information, contact Dr. Roger A. Holt at 423-737-2828. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital Benefit Motorcycle Ride will be on May 19th with registration beginning at 11 a.m. and the riders will leave the Middlesboro parking lot at noon. That's a look at the LMU Community TV calendar, but stay with us as coming up after the break, Brandon Burke will have your sports report here on LMU Community TV News.
What do we know about learning? It takes place beyond the pages of a book. We learn by exploring, by trying new things, by connecting, by sharing. We learn by taking chances and dreaming big. At Lincoln Memorial University, learning is beyond the books. It's everywhere.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic.
So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Bro?
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit savethefood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. The 2018 season finale for the Lincoln Memorial basketball teams took place on Saturday afternoon in front of a raucous crowd of well over 4,000 inside Tex Turner Arena. The Royals of Queens University visited Harrogate, Tennessee for the final South Atlantic Conference doubleheader of the regular season. The Lady Rail Splitters began the afternoon taking on the Royals, and it wasn't pretty, but Lincoln Memorial pulled away for an intense 66-58 victory in overtime to conclude the regular season with their fourth straight win, clinching the fourth seed in the upcoming conference tournament. A very determined Queens squad led the Lady Rail Splitters 34-22 after 20 minutes of action, including a mere 6-point stretch in the entire second quarter for the Blue and Gray. LMU bounced back from their abysmal shooting performance in the opening half to outscore the Royals 18-7 in the third frame, eventually forcing overtime thanks to a pair of clutch plays on offense and defense from Emily Griffith and Ross Mathis, sealed by a free throw from Jordan Brightwell with 0.3 seconds remaining in regulation. Lincoln Memorial then went to work in the extra 5 minutes, outperforming the Royals 10-2 in that frame to grab the 8-point win, sweeping Queens in the process. Shooting nearly 34% for the entire contest, LMU was led offensively by Griffith and Brightwell at 13 points apiece, combining for 16 rebounds, part of the Lady Rail Splitters commanding 51-28 advantage built on the boards over their SAC counterpart. Two of Lincoln Memorial's three seniors that were honored in the whiteout crowd on Saturday, Ross Mathis and Shay Coker, combined for 19 points, the latter pulling down 7 rebounds, both draining key three-pointers towards the end of regulation and overtime to help pull away from the pesky Royals. Cameron DeBose added 6 on the scoreboard for LMU, while Quay Hines tallied 5 points on 8 rebounds. Improving to 14-3 all-time against Queens while successfully avoiding the upset bug, Lincoln Memorial finishes the regular season tied with the Catawba Indians for 4th place in the conference standings. The Lady Rail Splitters were able to take the tiebreaker thanks to their 89-87 victory over first seed Carson Newman last Wednesday, thus hosting the quarterfinals of the South Atlantic Conference Tournament for the second consecutive season. Entering the SAC's tourney for the 11th time in its 12 total seasons, Lincoln Memorial will tip off with the 5th-seeded Indians on Wednesday at 6:00 p.m. from the Turner Arena, having split the 2 meetings with Catawba in the regular season, a 60-43 LMU win at home and a 65-47 decision in favor of the Indians in Salisbury. Looking to keep their season alive with a possible trip to Greenville, South Carolina this weekend for the SAC semis, the Lady Rail Splitters battle Catawba in the first round of the postseason. And in just the 15th all-time meeting between the top 2 teams in NCAA Division II basketball, the top-ranked Rail Splitter Men's Hoops Club continued their South Atlantic Conference dominance on Wednesday evening, defeating the second-ranked Queens Royals 80-65, completing just the second perfect SAC season in league history, ending the regular season at 20-0 versus league opponents. Putting the finishing touches on a sweep of the Royals, with Queens' only 2 losses in 2018 coming at the hands of the Rail Splitters, Lincoln Memorial never trailed their conference nemesis in the SAC showdown, winning their 21st straight game inside Tex Turner Arena, their 16th straight game overall, and their 34th straight conference meeting on the way to the postseason, to be tipped off on Wednesday. Cornelius Taylor and Dorian Pinson were simply too much to handle for the Royals, with the duo exploding for 24 and 21 points respectively, the latter turning in 13 rebounds in the seniors' final regular season contest. Other LMU seniors, Emmanuel Terry and Trayvon Shaw, added to the scoring total, the former notching 18 points and 10 rebounds for yet another double-double, and the latter setting 5 points next to 5 boards. Josh Odom filled up the stat sheet as well on the whiteout senior day, recording 8 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists, contributing to the Rail Splitters' 43% shooting afternoon in the 15-point victory. Although the Royals weren't too far far behind LMU in the shooting department at 41%. Queens could not overcome a 46-30 disadvantage on the boards, surrendering 43 first-half points to Lincoln Memorial in the battle between number 1 and number 2. Opening the contest with a 13-2 run and never allowing the Royals to get back within striking distance, the Railsplitters officially clinch at least a share of the SAC regular season championship for an unprecedented 6th consecutive time, all set to begin the postseason on Wednesday, hosting 8-seeded Anderson for an 8 p.m. tip-off from Harrogate, Tennessee, following the women's battle with Catawba earlier in the evening. Looking ahead a bit to the NCAA tournament, LMU's victory over Queens on Saturday all but assured that the Railsplitters will host the NCAA Division II Southeast Regionals for the 3rd time in the past 4 seasons. But first, Lincoln Memorial must look to cap off a perfect conference campaign with the SAC Tournament Trophy, the quest beginning on Wednesday night with the semifinals set to take place on Saturday in Greenville, South Carolina. In a heavyweight fight between the 2 highest-ranked teams in the nation, the Railsplitters retained their title as the top dog in the country. The LMU men's volleyball team made it 3 for 3 over the Royals later on Saturday night, defeating Queens inside the Mary Mars Gymnasium 3-0 to put the cherry on top of an undefeated day for the university over their foes from Charlotte. The Railsplitters, determined to shake off their stagnant offensive performance at North Greenville 7 days earlier, hit a staggering .468 attack percentage in the quick victory over Queens, tying a program record for most total kills in a 3-set match with 37. Taking all 3 set wins by margins of 25-12, 25-13, and 25-13 once more, Lincoln Memorial combined their efficient offensive attack with a smothering defensive effort, holding the visitors to just 20 kills on 22 errors, good for a -30 hitting percentage. The Railsplitters collected 9 team blocks on 36 assists in the W, recording 8 service aces and adding 24 digs. Joshua Riblett was the primary catalyst for LMU's offensive efforts, notching 10 kills, while Jordan Wally, Pedro Carvalho, and Evan Corey each emerged with 6 Ks, Carvalho doing so on 8 blocks next to 4 aces. Never trailing in 2 of the 3 sets on Saturday, the Railsplitters climbed back to 500 in their overall record, improving to 6-6 and continue their success in Harrogate, winning 6 of their 7 home meetings in the 2018 season. LMU must now focus on grabbing some victories away from home, yet to do so in 3 true road meetings, as a 2-game road trip across a 48-hour stretch is up next for the Railsplitters. Back-to-back contests with Lewis and Loyola in the state of Illinois on Friday and Saturday. The Lincoln Memorial baseball team is still winless against the Wingate Bulldogs in program history, as the Railsplitters took a 3-game road trip to North Carolina over the weekend for the 2018 South Atlantic Conference opener, suffering 3 consecutive defeats at the hands of 16th-ranked Wingate. Friday's Game 1 saw the Bulldogs jump out to a 6-0 lead after just 1 inning of play, while the Railsplitters tried to rally, coming up short in an 8-4 final decision, snapping LMU's 9-game winning streak. Tyler Adams was the leader at the plate for Lincoln Memorial, scoring 3 runs next to 2 RBIs as pitcher Ethan Elliott took the loss in the circle, striking out 7 batters and giving up 6 runs on 8 hits. The Railsplitters would regroup 24 hours later for a doubleheader to finish off the series against the Bulldogs, and in Game 2, it looked as if LMU would finally put an end to the team's long losing streak against their SAC foe. A 5-2 Railsplitter lead evaporated in the 6th and 7th innings as Wingate came storming back for a come-from-behind victory by the score of 6-5 before pulling off another comeback in Game 3, sweeping Lincoln Memorial 12-10. A 7-run top of the 6th inning for LMU put the Railsplitters in front of the Bulldogs by 2 in the series finale. However, Wingate responded with 4 scores of their own later in the same period, dropping LMU to 10-5 overall and 0-13 all-time against the Bulldogs. After nearly pulling off 3 straight wins over a nationally ranked opponent, but coming up empty-handed after a winless start to South Atlantic Conference play, the Railsplitters will head back to the drawing board this weekend for another SAC 3-game series, this time at the new Lamar Hennon Field when the Anderson Trojans visit the Valley of Sports on Friday and Saturday. And it was a busy but successful weekend for the LMU softball team, competing for the first time in 5 days for a 3-day, 6-game stretch in Spartanburg, South Carolina for the Mid-South Classic. Lincoln Memorial began the event on Friday afternoon, surrendering a 2-1 decision to the Tiffin Dragons, unable to muster much offensive production in a pitcher's duel. Luckily, the Lady Railsplitters bounced back later on in the day, defeating the Augusta Jaguars in a thrilling 5-4 contest in extra innings. Deadlocked at 3-all heading into the 8th period, Augusta struck first before sophomore Tequila Goins blasted her first 2-run homer of the season in walk-off fashion, grabbing a victory for Justice Smith in the circle. Lincoln Memorial kept up their momentum in Saturday's opening contest, besting Georgia College by an 8-2 final score, recording 6 hits to hand pitcher Brianna Taylor her second win of the season. Although the Limestone Saints ended the day on a sour note for LMU, defeating the Lady Railsplitters 3-1, scoring all 3 times in the bottom of the 6th inning after facing a 1-0 deficit. Lincoln Memorial could not have ended the Mid-South Classic in much better fashion, however, dismantling both Mount Olive and Converse for the team's first sweep of 2018 on Sunday morning. A 5-1 victory over the Trojans preceded an 8-0 shutout of the Valkyries for the Blue and Gray, as the Lady Railsplitters powered in 17 total runs in Day 3 to leave Spartanburg with a 4-2 weekend, improving to an even 7-7 overall. Lincoln Memorial will stay on the road this coming weekend, preparing for a non-conference doubleheader with the Cavaliers of UVA Wise on Saturday afternoon. And the Railsplitter men's lacrosse squad had no problems winning their 4th match of the season on Saturday in a neutral site, destroying the Dominican Chargers 17-4 at Wantagh High School in New York. 6 different players scored multiple goals in the thrashing of LMU's non-conference opponent, concluding the team's season-opening 5-game road stretch with only 1 setback at the hands of a nationally ranked St. Leo team in Florida. Never trailing at any point in the 13-goal victory, the Railsplitters opened up the scoring with a 4-0 run before outscoring Dominicans 6-0 in the second quarter to ride a 10-2 advantage into the halftime break. Lincoln Memorial cruised from that point on, outshooting the Chargers 38-25 and causing 21 turnovers for DC, recording 3 scoring runs of 4-0 or longer in the wire-to-wire win. Kanan Bodley picked up a team-high 3 goals on Saturday, while Robert Tucker, Billy Kopsky, Jared Corshane, Nick Borriello, and Adam Golia all added 2 scores in the blowout, Golia extending his South Atlantic Conference leading point total to 35 and increasing his SAC-leading goal tally to 22, with 13 total assists on the season, also the most in the conference. Dylan Neisler, Chad Walters, Tyler Justin, and Reggie Golfin contributed 1 goal each on the day, while Kyle Arcuri never found the back of the net, but did register 4 assists. Freshman Michael Kessler picked up the W at the goalie position, making 3 saves before giving way to Jeffrey Hammond and Kyle Derrymacher over the final 30 minutes. Averaging nearly 17 goals per contest in the team's 4 victories, the Railsplitters will make their long-awaited home opener on Friday afternoon, taking on Shorter University at the LMU Lacrosse Complex in Harrogate. For more information on Lincoln Memorial's hot start to 2018 and for all things Railsplitter athletics, you can visit www.lmurailsplitters.com. And that is all for sports over a jam-packed weekend, but stay tuned as more LMU Community TV news is on the way right after this.
So we were walking to school.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. Yeah, Dad. We're getting so wet.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat eat apples and bananas? Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
One in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Thanks for watching LMU Community TV News. I'm Allison Barnett, and have a great evening.